So I've been wanting to make a video about something calisthenics for a YouTube channel because I've been feeling more creative lately. So I was thinking I would show you guys how I train and which equipment I use because I thought that would be useful. I saw a lot of people who would show you how to make a home gym and stuff, and they always use like a shit ton of equipment, like machines you would think you need and stuff, but I feel like you don't need those things at all. So I'm gonna show you guys my crappy home gym today. So let's start with the first thing. The first thing that you want to have is obviously something to write down your reps and sets on and stuff, and your progress. I usually do this via my phone on like Google Sheets, but I feel like a notebook is also good. I just write down the things that I need to do for each exercise, and then I remember what I'm doing more easily. That just helps me out because if I'm recording myself and then also having to remember like how much rest time there is and reps and sets and stuff, then I don't know, I just get confused. So I write it down here and then I mark down how much reps I've done, how much sets I've completed. I feel like that's the most important thing. Then the second most important thing you kind of want to have is I guess a floor, because you can do push-ups and stuff on here, and that's already a really good way to build your chest and stuff. And I guess other things that you can do on it is like hollow body holds. Let me demonstrate, I guess, in reverse. So a floor you can basically use for, let's say, a push-up, right? You just go like that, and you can go until like failure, count your reps and sets. You can go pretty far with that. Like if you don't have a dip bar or something, or weights, let's say, you could even get to like 10x10 or something, or do them for endurance. That could get you pretty far. Then let's say for core work, you can use a floor to go like this, like a hollow body hold, do tailbone extension, keep your back flat, you'll feel your core work. Another thing that you can use a floor for is, I guess, planche work, which is for shoulders instead of chest. So that would be like a planche lean maybe first, but I honestly like to use parallettes more. But you would go like this, push out your shoulders, and then you can lean like that. For your rear delt, say, and triceps, like you can see that mine look pretty huge, and it's honestly from just doing this, like leaning backwards like this. The more you lean backwards, the more you have to push like this and extend your tricep, and then you extend so you go like this into full retraction, and you push out with your rear delt so that you don't fall. And another thing I guess you could do with that is the floor. You can start with like an L sit like this, then you can work backwards or frontally if you want to go to planche work or rear delt work. That's already a lot of muscle groups. Like you can work your shoulders really well, your abs, your rear delts. I wouldn't say back as much, although like if you do planche work, your lats will have to work hard to stabilize your whole body, but that's not like the most effective things for it. It's just like, like when you do a bench like this, it's just chest, but you also get some tricep work. Then if you have a ledge or something that you can use, like this thing right here is really useful. A few things you can do with this, for example, is for core work. Let's do this. You can put your feet under here, And then lower down, not touch the ground. Extend the arms. If you want better core work, you can build it up with weights. So you can do it like 5 kilograms or more. That will build you like a huge core already. And it's also really good for your hip flexors doing that thing. Then the third thing I would say you kind of need is a wall. So right here I have a door, I guess. It's like same thing. And with this you can learn how to do a handstand. For example, like this. And if you get better, you can start doing handstand push-ups. But like that. There are other things you can do first, like bike push-ups, where you go like this. I'm really bad at doing this, but you try to go as vertical as possible. I honestly think that doing them against the door is like handstand push-ups where you have your back to the wall is way easier than doing bike push-ups. I think mainly because you can kind of cheat and use your chest with back to wall handstand push-ups. But that's already like a huge shoulder builder. And all you need for it is a wall. And in the end, if you can do it freestanding, then you have to think like, how much kilograms does my body weigh? And if I would do it in the gym, for example, you're having like your overhead press like this, and you push it up, how much weight do you push up? Let's say you do like, you can only do like 30 kilograms or something. And let's say your body weight is like 60 kilograms, that's my body weight right now. Then there's like no reason why you would actually need it, besides that you could build up your muscle slowly. Because the calisthenics shit will basically, I don't know, it's 60 kilograms. And even then in the end, if you get too good at it, you can wear a weighted vest. I saw people do that. Or you can buy a barbell, but that will cost money. Or buy a gym subscription and get a barbell like that and weights and stuff. But I honestly prefer just building my own home gym and slowly getting more and more equipment, like plates you can basically stack up over time, and you won't even need that much. I have like these ones, for example, that I'm gonna stack up now. They're like, how much is that? 1.25 kilograms for like to do forearm exercises with. I'll explain that in a bit here too. These ones is like 10 kilograms in total. I have 2 plates of 5 kilograms on this one and in there too, so it's only 4 plates in total. And I've still got like so much progress to go. Even if you like, let's say you have, I don't know, 5x5 on like, let's say you're benching or something, then you wouldn't really need another weight to go up. You could literally just increase the rep range or sets and stuff, and then do like, I don't know, 6x5 or something, and then maybe 6x6, build up to like 8x8, and by then you will have maybe your new paycheck to like add 5 kilograms. I think that's way better than like maxing out already and just, you know, building volume over years. I think that's a way better sustainable way than just peaking constantly. So yeah, that's like the main things, I guess. Push, the reverse planche lean, you can do core work with this already, handstand push-ups and stuff like that. I would say though that let's say like push-ups, they're like for me, maybe like 30 kilograms that I'm pushing up, maybe even less. So that's not really comparable to like a bench, because in a bench you could like just keep upping the weight. So I would recommend, maybe if you like push-ups a lot, that you could do weighted push-ups, like make a platform or something with some chairs. I used to do that a bit. Put your feet like on it, put a weighted belt around you, and then load it up with weights, or you can use a weighted backpack and then up the weight slowly. I do want to say though that it's like way harder. Like when I tried to do 20 kilogram push-ups, I could only do 3. I'm not sure how much that would equal to a bench. Maybe like 50 kilograms, but that's already a lot. But you also save some money because of your own body weight, I guess. It's like 360 kilograms that you can use in different ways. So that was those things. Then for pulling, you do need some equipment, like this bar, for example. If you don't have a bar, I guess you could use a table or somewhere else where you can do it. Like before I had a bar, I used only a table for pulling. So here, for example, you can already do a lot of stuff. You can do front lever for your serratas and stuff, and your scapular control, middle back and stuff. That'd be like this kinda. This would be too high for that. I mean too low. You can do pull-ups with this, kinda. I mean, I would need like a larger table. But if you go like, I guess like this, you can do this. Would be half room, so that's why I would say you kinda need a pull-up bar. But you can start with this though, to do rows. So you do this, you can do rows. You can spam these. Basically almost same pulling pattern as a pull-up. It will build your back really well. So even if you can do pull-ups, still do this because it works different muscles. It builds your rear delts right here and all of the muscles you see right now, like the middle back. That's what this builds. If you do rows, so rows is like horizontal pulling pattern. Then now the vertical pulling pattern. Let's see. For your back, this will work more like this muscle right here. If I pull, you can see this muscle pop out. That's like your lats. That's what's gonna make your back look really big. Like if I do this, you can see it spread out here. And if I go to show, you can do pull-ups, like so. You can also do like an overhand grip, so that you go like this. Then you put the stress more here. It's like a semi-false grip. Like you do this. And this will also build your forearms a lot right here. But it's not a forearm exercise, I would say. It's good for complementing it. If you want to train your grip strength, for example, then hanging with your hands like this and putting some weight on could do it. Like this. You can also work your scapula by doing this. There's a lot of things you can do with that, but I mainly do pull-ups with it. Then these ones I would also buy, because then you won't really need a table, and you can do rows with this. So this one is way too high, but gymnastic rings are really good. You can do so much stuff with them. Like you can even do, because they're like, the beauty about them is that you can grip them from under, but also from above. So you can train push with this and also pull. So if I go, they're not really aligned, but you can do rows like so, or for example support hold. That's like a progression for a planche. This will work your biceps really hard, because when you're extended like this and you pull while your tricep is also going, your bicep will fire up really hard, and it will work the long head really hard, like the big part. Although, because it's so like harsh on your I guess on your tendons, you will need a lot of recovery from it. Then with these rings you can do some other stuff too. If you get pretty advanced, you can do, let me just use a band. You go down and then back up. That's like similar to like a push-up, but I guess it's called a more like a pelican push-up, but with feet on the ground for assistance. That, when I did like this, is basically an assisted full-on bodyweight curl for your biceps. So, and they're like really stretched because they're going right here. Here's your first tendon. If you're like this, it's not stretched. Like this, it's stretched. Like this, when your arm elongates, it's even more stretched. So you go like this and do a curl in that position. And that gave me pretty big biceps already. Even though I didn't do that much, they're really strenuous. I did them like once a week, 3 reps or something, and build it up slowly, because I heard that some people, when they started out, they could do a few, and if you already have the muscle, you can do it. But it pulls so hard on your tendons that your tendons have to be really strong for it. So if your muscle pulls too hard on it, your tendon is weak, you will snap it. Another thing that you can do with rings, they're really fantastic for like more body weight isolation. So if I get up, let me maybe do this. You can get up like this. Keep your arm at length like this, and then you can curl like this. That's like a body weight curl. You can also do this. I don't think I'm strong enough for that yet, and I haven't tried it yet, but you can also kind of isolate the biceps with it. Your body will still have to work in a lot of different ways, so I would say like that's a good way if you don't have any weights to do bicep curls with, or any ways to do tricep extension with, or because triceps you can also train. You go like this, you go below with your head, and then you push up with only your triceps. That's the same as when you do this. Pretty much. That's skull crushers. These are really good for isolation. I even used them recently for doing Bulgarian squats. Putting your leg between here and then going down. I would need to put it a bit lower, but this works fantastic because it can go back and forth. So for Bulgarian squats, I like it even more than having like something to put your feet on, like a chair or something. Next, for example, these ones are like a must, I feel like. I would suggest you get like 2.5 kilogram band, maybe 2 of them, 5 kilogram band, a 10 kilogram band. Above that, you don't really need it. Maybe like 2 10 kilogram bands, so that you can go up to like 20 kilograms assistance. But that's basically it. These ones you can use for if you want to build more volume, because you basically decrease the load of your body, and then you can have more quality reps and build a lot more, I guess, muscle via this, and not really focus on strength that much, where it's just like only neuromuscular that you're going, but you just strain the muscle constantly, damage the fibers a lot. And then when you get a lot of reps in, let's say like, I don't know, 8x8 or something, maybe 7x8, I don't know, that's a pretty big rep range, I guess. But with these bands you can access that. But like, let's say if you can't even do like a row properly, then it will be pretty hard to build that up, and then you're gonna have to do assisted rows. Like, you would have to stand like this, I guess, go like this. I don't really like that. I think starting from the thing itself with bands is a lot better, at least if it's not too much. Like, even if you can only do like 3x3 with like a 10 kg band of rows, just build that up. Go like 3x3, then 4x3 maybe, then maybe keep it there if you felt like that was still too shaky. Next week add another rep and go up slowly like that. So yeah, that's the bands. Really good, not only for getting your body weight down, but let's add a bit on here. If you put the resistance band there, now you suddenly have a similar mechanism to how a machine works. Machines are nice because they hang the weight from like up. So if there would be a weight up, I could pull it down instead of only being able to pull it up like this. With bands, you can go from the side. This is like 10 kilograms, and you can warm up with this. I made like a small short about how to do this with like a band, but you can train internal rotation, which is really hard to do otherwise because it's sideways. Internal rotation is when your arm goes like this. It rotates internally. So like this, or when your arm goes like this. Now you see that there's barely any movement. If you do this, you can see way better. Those are really important muscles that stabilize you in calisthenics sport, and even in like weightlifting. A lot of people get shoulder impingement, and you're also want to complement it with external rotation, which you could do like this too. I don't like to do it like this. I like to take the band and go like this. You can also train your serratus with this. Just a neuromuscular function, I guess, by doing external rotation, pushing your shoulders up and forward. So you don't just go like this. You go like this, forward, and then up. That's how you isolate your shoulder only and make it like get really strong in with your serratus. Another thing that you can do with these is that they act as resistance too. So they're basically weights. You can pull this up for, let's say, leg work. I don't really like to do this. Or for the shoulder work, go like this. That's 10 kilograms. If you want to not buy weights, then you can just buy a resistance band. Do overhead press like that. That will build you really good shoulders too, while you also have to keep it apart. So that will also work your external rotation, which is really important for calisthenics. If you want to get a pull-up bar, I would suggest you just get like a straight piece like this, where you can go through completely. If you want to do like skills and stuff in calisthenics, like the front lever and stuff, you're gonna find it a real pity if it's in your way and you can like go beautifully around it and back and stuff. That's just really annoying with those. But I would suggest you get one like this. This costed like 150 euros or something like that. It has dip bars, and I could also install like a barbell holder. I think people that do calisthenics should get a barbell eventually, because how else are you gonna train legs? Or if you want to do like, let's say, something else than push-ups, you can do benching, for example, with it, and just buy like a bench. I found a bench, for example, from a lady who had like an ab machine or something, where she had like a whole bench where she had to crunch up and down. And she sold it to me on like there was like a market close by, where just like neighbors were selling their old stuff that they didn't want, and she sold it to me for like €5. It's like really inexpensive if you just get someone's ab killer or whatever that was called. You get like stuff from like these, for example, from secondhand. 5 kilogram dumbbells. I used them for like 6 months or something, or even more. I also just bought these from like a secondhand store, I guess. And you would say like, no, they're like way too light, but you can do so much stuff with this. For example, repairing your tendons from like the research of Kate Barr. If you're doing calisthenics and you get some pain right here, then you could follow a protocol like every rest day. You just grab the weight, 5 kilograms only. You put tension onto your bicep tendon. You just let it go for like 30 seconds. You need like a small weight for that won't tire your muscles or tendon too much, to just like get the liquid into there for it to repair. So that's what these are good for. Another thing is front raises. This right here, this 5 kilogram dumbbell, it will say 5 kilograms, but if you extend your arm, it will feel like, I don't know, 15 kilograms maybe even way more, and it puts a lot of shear stress onto the shoulder and bicep. They're also really good for bicep conditioning. Now, what I was going to say about the dip bars, this is a vertical pushing pattern, pushing down, which is one of the best chest builders if you don't want to go with that much weights and stuff. Although you can weight this up, that's what I'm doing right now with 5 kilograms. Like this, you can do dips. With these rings, you can also do dips. They will be a lot harder, and those would also be good. But these ones, they're on just a stable object, and you can just work your pecs only, or shoulders if you want to do it like that, or get one that's closer. Then you can do them like this for triceps only, although I will still work out your chest. So you can go like this and then down. And even just with my body weight like that, I just lifted 60 kilograms with just my chest muscles and some shoulder stabilization and some triceps. That's really heavy. And like I said, you can go to 8x8 before you start buying weights or something. That will still build you muscle. So you can progress really long with that. And still make like gains while you're doing it. You don't always have to up the weight to make gains. Every time you do it, you will damage your muscle, and it will be enough to make gains. If it gets way too easy, then you add some weight. That's how you make progress for the long term, I feel like. Another thing right here, these ones are really good for beginners, I feel like. If you're training like handstand for the first time, you could put them on and off to protect your wrists, because your wrists will start hurting without it, because of the amount of kilograms you're putting on your palms for doing handstand. If you're doing handstand, you press like this. It's basically this motion into the ground to push you back and forward. And that puts, for me, for example, 60 kilograms right on my wrist. That's a lot. I guess 30 kilograms per wrist. So you use a strap every other day or every day at the beginning, so that you can slowly and more easily recover from it. These will basically compress your wrist and make it so that the force goes through it more easily and doesn't stack here. Then we've got parallettes. I have some other ones that are like way bigger, but I honestly like these ones the most. They were €10 only. I'll say the prices of everything in a bit. These ones really cheap, 10 euros only. I bought them off Amazon, the cheapest one I could find. And you can do handstands with this, for example, push-ups. They're similar to how those things work because you're not pressing with your palm like this, but you're holding a neutral grip. It's same as doing with your fist like this. And this, like if you hold it like this, turn it. Now press into it with your wrist like this. Now all of the power is going right through here, not stacking on my wrist, going right through there into the parallel, not into my wrist. That's what I understand about it at least, and this will prevent you a lot of aches too. You can do all of the pushing stuff that I said and get a better grip, because like this, sometimes I just slide off the floor, literally, because my hands get sweaty and stuff. Right here, you can grip it, so it won't go anywhere. You just grip it, do an L-sit, like that. You can do push-ups, like I said, like everything that I explained on the ground with this. And they're really similar to how this works here. Same reason. It's not just flat. You get something to put your wrist around and grab it like this. Makes it really stable and way better for your wrists to execute stuff. Then I'll show these weights. This right here, it's like from Kensui, because I thought like, wow, that would be really nice. But honestly, I find it a bit annoying that this screw right here, I can't push it in deeper. So one way is loose. One way to fight that is by putting two smaller weights or something into here. Then it will fit perfectly. But I would have to buy more plates for that. And I've only been able to afford these plates that I've shown right now over the past months. You can do curls with this, like I just held it. For bicep isolation, I would recommend getting an adjustable dumbbell like this, or another one that won't hurt you if you do skull crushers, just for arm isolation. You can, if you can turn these things off, like with this one you can't, you can do a lot of forearm isolation too. You can do bicep curls with this. You can do hammer curls, I guess. You can do skull crushers like this. You can even train your lats by doing, it's like called like, I don't know, but it's where you go like this. You lay down with like a huge leverage on your arms, and you stretch out like this, and then your lats will have to pull the weight back up. That will give you like really good serratus activation too, so it will basically build your rib cage bigger. I'll grab 1.5 kilograms. Another one. This is how much I've been repping with. I can get to like 60 reps for a forearm with this. Or just hold it to heal my wrist from the heavy calisthenics work I do. Because with calisthenics, let's say you do like planche work and stuff, if you fall off instantly, you can get forearm splints right here. And this thing is really handy for that. After your workout or on your rest days, you can basically use this. So when your wrist is feeling strong, let me show you. You can do this. You can hold it like this. It has to be on one side because otherwise there's no leverage. Because the muscles of the forearm, like it's 4 distinct ones that we use a lot in calisthenics that have to do with leverage, where this muscle turns around the wrist like this. So you want to hold something here to turn it around. Same with this, you want to hold something here only to up it. If you hold it like this, you want to hold something here to do this with it. And so forth. For the other functions of the forearm, you have finger curls. You also have the part where you flex this up, that's for this part. And then where you flex the back side, where you do basically this. It's pretty hard to train. You can use the ground for that too. I actually forgot to show you guys. forearm training. Fingers, you can push as much weight of your body onto it, and then you can go like this. This trains fingers. Just forearm, like this. That will train this side, but also this side. Then you can also do back palm, like this. That will train these guys right here. Oh, same with the grips. If you have something like this, you can grip it like this to do rows, or like this. That will help you also develop your forearm. With this, you can hold it like this, and this is for deviation. You go like this. That's like a similar thing when you hold the bar like this, and it has to pull via this side of your forearm. Via here, that is, also this side. Via parallel sides and stuff. With the other ones, you're more so targeting the front and the back, I feel like. But in all of them, you will target supination and pronation too. So if I hold it like this, that's one side of the deviation. You have like this. That's the other side, which a lot of people are really vegan. Like me, I got a lot of tendon issues here, but this fixed it. Not doing this, I feel like that would aggravate it more, but just holding it like this and pushing it up, isometric state. 30 seconds, like I said before, 10 seconds rest, 30 minutes, 30 seconds again, for a total of 10 minutes for healing it. That will pull on the tendon, squish it out like a towel. When you let your muscle go, it will pop back, and it will get all of the fluid from the blood into the tendon. That's how you heal it. If you do this, it doesn't get the time to pull completely quickly and get the fluid into there. If you do this, it will, and it also won't break. Whenever you do a movement like this, you're breaking your tendon. And then do this. That's supination. End range. Another way to do supination is like this, but that's pretty hard to get it up like this. Then you have pronation, which is like this, or you can hold it like this, which is also more awkward. With supination, I find it one of the most important things. I also got injured in that way, because whenever you hold a bar or something, to gain more strength and to use your joints properly, you push into it like this, and then you don't only go forward, you also push into it like this to lock your arm. And when you do that, you activate the supinator, this small muscle here. And as you can see with my bicep, if I just do this, my bicep activates, because the bicep is a supinator. So in a way, if you got strong biceps, this muscle lags, this will get overpowered. So you have to train those things to take care of those muscles to do this. At the start, you can kind of neglect it, but as you go, if you develop some pain on it, make sure to get something like this so that you can heal it. And also make sure you don't overdo it. If you start feeling pain, back off. That's basically for dumbbells. Really important for forearm isolation, the curls that I showed you. Then for bicep isolation, you can do this. Or if you can lie down on something, get a bigger stretch, do them like this. Skull crushers, that's how you can isolate them. You can also do arm isolation with rings, but these will isolate them less and have you also tense up your other body parts. Then, this thing, for if you make more progress, this is a weighted belt. What I do with this, I go around like this. I'm really bad at this. I think I pull this through like this. I always forget how to put this on. You pull a weight through this normally, and then you click it. So you make yourself heavier. The weight will hang here from there. Normally this should like be more closed. but it will hang, and then you can do pull-ups with this to increase your weight. And that's what I mean with you can build mass at home. For me, if I do a pull-up, that's 60 kilograms. And if I add another 5 kilograms, that's 65 kilograms. In a gym, when you're doing like bench press, for example, you start out with like only the bar, so that's 20 kilograms. But with this, you have your whole body weight already. So the rate of progression is gonna be slower. You're gonna have to buy these 5 kilogram plates way less often, unless you grow pretty fast. And I guess you're gonna have to buy them like every month or something. But they're also not that expensive, I would say. I would also get a barbell, like I said before, so you can do deadlifts for the glutes. You can do squats like this. Those are way better to weigh, but then you will need a lot more plates. At home, I was doing Bulgarian squats, and that has been going pretty well because it's more like single-legged, so you push more weight onto one leg. You can also, for quads for example, max out on sissy squats. I'm gonna hold something right now. You go down like this, and you push up with your quads only. Well, that went pretty easy. That took me like 8 months to max out. After you get done with that, you can do weighted sissy squats, or do them without any help of like this thing. Use a band maybe to help you go down. Then something else I find really good for hamstring development. I don't have a good setup for this. I tried to make something. I'm literally using like a Demon Slayer manga box. Demon Slayer manga box with a cushion and then another cushion. What this does right here is I can go in there like this. My knees will be off here, so this is not the best setup for Nordic girls, and this is way harder, I feel like. If you want a proper setup for your hamstrings, you will need like to get like a Nordic bench or something, or something nice to clamp your feet under something, and then have like a pad on your knees so your knees are protected, because your knees can get dislocated by doing this if you're on something. So I go down, and the further you go like this, the more weight you put horizontal, the harder it gets, and that will wreck your hamstrings. Another part of training legs, the floor. You can do calf raises like this, go further away, push up, or you can do a single-legged and get a better stretch on it, because your heel will be like this when you push up completely. That's more room. Or go like this, do single-legged. Another thing you can do, go like this, lift up your feet. This will train the frontal part of your leg and will make it nice and round instead of only having calves. I feel like that's pretty attractive as a girl. To have also that part rounded instead of just your calves. Another thing you can use instead of weights is these things. They're ankle weights basically, and when you're starting out, you could honestly buy some of these too to sometimes use for your pull-ups. They're a lot more comfortable, in my opinion, than using plates, for example, that hang between your legs. Because your legs can go around freely, it's not hard. If you clash against them, because you're unstable and stuff in the beginning, this will work really well. You won't damage yourself with this. Then for a curl bar, for example, I had like these big parallel bars, and I figured out that I could, it has like two sides sticking out at the side, and you could hang a bag or like a cargo net from the sides. And then if you have it from the sides, you can curl with it with two hands like this or like this, and it's basically a curl bar. Or you can just buy a curl bar, that's also an option for doing isolation of the biceps and stuff. Dumbbells are also good for that, like I said. Then I almost forgot to mention the most important thing here. Actually, two most important things that I found. This liquid chalk will look like this, and it will give you insane grip. If I don't use this, I cannot do pull-ups properly because my hand just slips and I can't get that overhand grip. You do this, you can see right now, if I get some air onto it to make it dry, you can see my palms are wide. Now, if I grab the pull-up bar, I can easily grip. That's the same for these. For these, I also highly recommend buying grip tape so that you can put it around your rings. Rings I would only do half because wood is nice for gripping when you're kind of sweaty. For these dip bars, also put it around my parallettes. I think it will cost like 15 euros maybe. You can put it on your pull-up bar. So you can work out your body really well with all of these things. This is all you basically need. And you can go for ages like this. Thank you guys for watching. This was my first calisthenics video then. First video I'll edit in like, since I was 15, I guess 8 years. Because I used to edit a lot of videos before I got really sick. Yeah, if you guys have any video ideas or of stuff you want me to like show you and stuff, you can always ask me. And then I can make a video about that thing alone. I currently only was thinking about like maybe making a nutrition video. Maybe I've gotten injured a lot, so I can also make a video on how to recover yourself, because that's one really important part about it. If your knees are gonna hurt and stuff, then it's just not gonna be fun to do squats or maybe anything else. You'll just get demotivated and then stop working out, even though you might have loved it. But there are like really simple fixes to those stuff, so I could also share that with you guys, I guess. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.